about a caravan. Hello, my name is Aline and I bought this really old caravan and I'm going to try and fix her up and do full-time van life with it. So if you want to follow along to that journey, here you go. This is the first one in hopefully a series of videos where I document everything I'm doing. Hopefully, maybe if I get over my camera shyness and like fear of social media. Hopefully, this is the first video in a many to come, and the first one obviously needs to be a tour, or at least a tour of how it is now, which is a little bit ugly and kind of shitty, but I'm gonna show you regardless. So let's follow me to the inside. Hi, so because I'm a bit of a newbie and a little bit of a dummy, I didn't actually check to see if my microphone was on when we were recording this. And because the microphone was still attached to my phone, there is no audio. So, like, there's not even like the camera audio. So, I'm just gonna guess what I am saying in the clips, and we'll both just have to pretend that everything is fine. This is an Adria 380 QSL from 1984, I think, somewhere in the 1980s. I bought it off of a secondhand website similar to Facebook Marketplace, and I bought it for 500 euros. I knew going into it that this caravan would need a lot of work, and it turns out it needs even more work than I thought. But yeah, I definitely knew that I had a project on my hands that would take a bit of time and a lot of work and a lot of things that probably would go wrong with it. Spoiler alert, I was right. So yeah, let me show you how it looks now, what needs to be changed. Well, everything needs to be changed. But let me show you the things that are broken. Let me show you everything about how it is now and kind of my thoughts and rough plans of what I'm thinking about doing with it. So here in the front, like the biggest thing is just the duct tape all around this window. This window is like basically hanging on by a thread and is like very broken. Originally, the plan was to switch this window with the one in the back because I didn't realize how broken it was. So I thought if I put this one in the back and the blue one in the front, then I could still like look out the window and not have a blue window. But yeah, so that's obviously not gonna work because this window is just not good. It's just not in a state to work anymore, like at all. It's so broken. It's hanging on by a thread. And then now the plan is to get this window out, put like a sheet of aluminum where the window used to be, and basically just make it a closed wall, and put the shower in this corner of this wall. And then next to the shower, in the piece of aluminum, I'm just gonna put a smaller window. And like obviously, there's gonna be like insulation and all of that behind it. But yeah, so that's the plan right now. And then over here, there's a bunch of stuff with the electrics that definitely needs to change. And there's also just like a light missing in the front of the caravan, in the back as well, but you know, this is the front one. Right, so here is the door, obviously. And the door is pretty much fine. There's just like this lock that's really annoying to open and also really annoying to close because there's this like screw that's loose over there. And so, yeah, you really have to like make sure that the door is like properly pushed in to close it, otherwise it just won't close. I'm definitely gonna try and like give it a new lock and just, make it a bunch safer and also easier to open. Also on the inside, it definitely needs a bit of work and, some safety adjustments. There isn't that much to see at the back of the caravan. It's really just, the back. There's just a window. There's a blue window for some reason. I don't understand why it's blue. Like I said earlier, my original plan was to switch this out with the one in the front because I didn't realize how damaged the one in the front was. So yeah, so that's not gonna happen. So I just have a blue window now. Going back to the door, I'm gonna show you the inside. The inside is pretty messy. It's not very good, but I'm gonna show you. So this is the front of the caravan. My shit is here as well, so like don't pay attention to that. And here's like this weird curtain thing they put up. It's really gross and I don't understand why they put that there or even the way they put it there. It's very strange. But yeah, so there's like this bed frame underneath, and there's like pretty much nothing else like underneath it. It's just a bed frame. There's this lamp that's haphazardly hung up, and the electrics that are just like loose there. So on this side of the caravan, so this is the front that I was showing earlier. So on this side, the plan is to put like a little bathroom, like a little shower and toilet area, after taking the window out and everything, just like I explained earlier. And next to the shower, having a little seating and table area with, storage underneath, obviously, storage above that, and then over here is like the bed area with this gross looking mattress that came when I bought it. I don't know where it's been or what happened to it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Like that's the first thing I do is I'm gonna get rid of this mattress. But yeah, so here's the bed area. There's some cabinets overhead, there's a few windows, there's a blue window I mentioned outside, and more of those gross curtains for some reason. So the plan for this side is to keep the bed where it is, but make it a little bit smaller so I can put little like storage cubbies on the foot end of the bed and on the right side of the bed. And then next to that, making a little like L-shaped kitchen island, or not island, a little kitchen thing where one side is the kitchen and then divided by a little backsplash, and the other side is like the nightstand, and then next to the bed putting a wardrobe or like a closet where I can hang some clothes. Not too big, just to put like the things that have to be hung up, or they would just, get all wrinkly. And then next to that, next to the wardrobe, putting a little wood stove for some heating. I'm not entirely sure yet about the placement of the stove and the wardrobe. I might switch them around, but I keep going back and forth. And I forgot to draw this in, but also where the overhead cabinets are at the moment, put new ones. And then over here is like this, what is supposed to be a table, I think. But yeah, there's just loose wood on it. And there's also a big gap or like gash in the side of the caravan that's just taped together. And then above that are some overhead cabinets as well. So on this side, on the right, is going to be like the shower bathroom, like I said earlier. And then, like that L shaped kitchen thingy. I'm going to mostly be repeating myself, but that's okay. So yeah, like that L-shaped kitchen thing with a backsplash, and then on the other side is the nightstand, like I said, but on this side it's gonna be like a tiled backsplash, the sink in the corner, and then like a little like electric stove top thingy, and the fridge and everything. And then on the top, the upper cabinets. Alright, this was my little caravan tour. I hope that you liked it, that you found it entertaining or helpful or whatever you were looking for. If there's anything I didn't cover that you're curious about, feel free to leave a comment. And if this is the kind of thing that you like to see, or you want to follow along on my journey, probably long journey, of renovating this caravan and starting van life eventually, feel free to subscribe and like this video and all of that stuff. And I'll see you in the next video.